Welcome. Thank you for being here. My name is Alex. Subscribe and start your daily yoga practice today. This is a full-length class that I recorded over Zoom. It is a full body stretch. All levels are welcome. We do focus a little bit extra on the triceps and opening up the upper body. I hope you enjoy. Let me know if you do like this class. Let's begin. Namaste. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Let's begin in a child's pose. Big toes together, the knees are apart. On an exhale, walk your hands forward, away from you. On a longer exhale, bring your forehead down to the mat. Bring your awareness to the present moment, to the quality of the breath. Arrive. Let go of everything else. Just be here now in each sensation. Walk your hands in just enough to thread the right arm underneath the left. You can use the left hand as a pillow. Right hand is palm up. Lengthen out the breath. Still reeling in your thoughts. Actively bringing them to the present moment. Let's switch sides. Press into the left hand, lift up. Walk the right hand forward. Left threads underneath. Palm up. Do your best to breathe in and out through the nose. And release, walk your hands forward, press up to a tabletop, bring the knees underneath the hips, hands are shoulder width for 3 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, arch the back, look straight ahead. Exhale, round, press everything away. 2 more, inhale, press the tops of the feet down, breathe in extra. Long exhale, pull the core in. Once more, inhale. Long exhale, round. Neutral spine. Tuck the toes, hover the knees. Feel the feet stretching. Feel the thighs engaging. Keep the breath calm. Downward facing dog. Press up, press back. Pedal out 1 foot at a time as you bend the opposite knee. Roll out 1 wrist at a time. And just check in. Every time you start a practice, just feel out where you are. And soft bend in the knees. Walk to the top of your mat and relax over both legs. Find any organic movement that sounds good to you. And then make sure the toes and the heels are together. Bend the knees and relax over the legs. Round up to standing. And bring the palms to touch, create good posture, and recommit to being present, to being with the breath. On an inhale, reach the arms wide and overhead. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Place your hands on the mat and step the right foot back to a lunge. Tall on the back foot, left knee stays over the left ankle. Press off the back foot, step to the top of the mat, forward fold. Round up to standing. Inhale, arms overhead. Reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot back, lunge. Set it up. A little bit of a step into the right foot will help the hips to naturally align. Feel the stretch in the back foot, the strength in the back leg. Press off the back foot, forward fold over both legs. Round up to standing. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Hold the left wrist and reach up, pull up, lean to the right. Just a little good morning side reach, but use arm strength to get this happening. And switch. Hold the right wrist with the left hand and bump the hips to the right, just a couple of inches. Back to center. Reach up, inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold over both legs. Halfway lift, long flat back. And from here, hands down, step back to plank. Hold your plank, press the mat away. Pull in the core, puff up through the shoulder blades a little bit, squeeze the legs. Lower all the way down to the mat, rest your forehead on your left hand and pull the right foot in for a quad stretch. Press your hips forward and down. Switch sides. And release. Let's do 3 Cobras. Tops of the feet are on the mat. Roll the shoulders back, elbows in close. Lift up halfway. And lower. Press the tops of the feet down. Lift up again. And down. Try to keep this very smooth. Once more. Exhale. Tuck the toes. Press up to tabletop or plank if you're ready. Downward facing dog. Feet hip width, hands shoulder width. Index fingers point straight ahead. Heels press toward the mat. Step the right foot between your hands, warrior 1. Back foot is flat. I like to train track my heels a little bit. Work your left hip forward toward squaring it to the top of the mat. Arms overhead. Try not to arch the chest forward. Bring the biceps back by the ears and press both feet down without getting any taller. Float your hands down to the mat, framing the right foot. Lift onto the toes of the back foot. We are in a lunge. Inhale, lower the left knee, shoulders draw back. Long exhale, try to press both legs straight, press through the back heel. Lunge, shift your weight forward, leave the back knee up. Lunge twist, left hand down, right arm opens. Try to keep the entire arm in view, fingers spread wide. Right hand down. Right foot back to plank. Vinyasa back to downward facing dog. 1 or 2 chaturanga push-ups. Knees up or down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Long exhale back to downward facing dog. Warrior 1, left side. Step the left foot up between the hands. Get your feet set up and have your foundation set so that when you lift your upper body up, you're good to go. Work the right hip forward, arms overhead. Press the right edge of the back foot down. Virabhadrasana 1. One more breath here. Exhale, bring your hands down. Ow, my hip, something popped. Okay, felt good. Hands float down to frame the left foot. We're in a lunge. The back toes are tucked, knees lifted. Inhale, lower the right knee. Open up the hip flexors. Long exhale, try to straighten both legs. Pyramid pose. Lunge. Lunge twist, right hand down, left arm opens. Left hand down. Step it back, plank pose. Vinyasa back, downward dog. Move with intention. Make each movement quality. Long exhale, down dog. Lower your knees to the mat. Reach the right leg back and up just about hip height. Make sure the weight is evenly distributed between the hands and you are pulling in your core. Nose to knee. Press through both hands so you're really rounding the back. Pull in the stomach, round. And extend, slowly reach the right leg back. Bend the right knee. Sole of the foot faces the ceiling. Draw some circles to the right, in and back with your right hip and glute. I guess the drawing's happening with the knee, if that makes sense. Not really. All right, step the right foot up between your hands. Kneeling lunge. Untuck the back toes. You can bring your hands up to your knee or on top of the leg. Fingertips, blocks. For a little bit deeper stretch, you can tuck the chin. Make sure the knee stays over the ankle. Lower the chin and scoop your pelvis forward. Half split, lift up, sit all the way to the back of your mat. You can sit on the heel, inside of the heel. You can have a prop under the right hip. Sit up tall and fold forward over the right leg. Sole of the foot faces away from you. Lift, sit up. Shift your weight back to our kneeling lunge and bring the right foot back and up. So it's your right leg's reaching out behind you. Pull in the core, engage the leg. Nose to knee once. Round the spine, press the mat away. And extend. Nice and slow. Right toes on the mat. Press into the hands. Lift the left knee, nose to knee. And set the left knee down, tabletop. One cat-cow. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Neutral spine. Left leg back and up. If your wrists are getting tired like mine just started to, it's because the weight's too far back in the heels of the palms. You want to be forward or more evenly distributed. Nose to knee. Press the mat away, round the spine, draw the left knee in, and reach your leg back. Bend the left knee and explore the range of motion available as you move your leg out, down, back, and around. Left foot up between the hands for a kneeling lunge. Back foot is not tucked, toes are not tucked. Lift up at the fingertips, repeat whatever you did on the first side here. Smooth out the breath. Lift up, half split. Sit back, sit up tall. Lift up and fold forward. Release. Shift your weight back to the top of your mat, kneeling lunge. We'll leave the hands down and then take your left leg, extend it back behind you. Pull in the core, nose to knee. Press the mat away, round. Left leg reaches back. Left toes to the mat. Press into the palms, lift the right knee, nose to knee. And set the right leg down, tabletop cat-cow. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Neutral. Let's sit back on our heels, maybe shake out the wrists a little bit. Bring your feet out around in front of you. Soles of the feet together, knees apart. Hold on to the outsides of your feet and fold forward over your legs. Smooth out the breath. Keep your expression calm. Sit up. Reverse tabletop. Soles of the feet are on the mat about hip width distance. Hands are behind you, fingers pointing toward the heels. Press and lift. If it's okay with your neck, you can let the head go back. Sit down. Extend your legs out in front of you. Sit up tall, arms overhead. Fold forward over your legs. Make this gentle, make this intense. It's whatever you're ready for and want today. Sit up. Bend the left knee. Sole of the foot is on the inside of the right thigh. I can talk. Right leg out in front of you. Sit up tall and fold forward over the right leg. Sit up. Take your left foot, cross it over the right leg, sit up tall. Hook the right elbow over the left knee. We're twisting. Left hand is making sure you are sitting up tall as best as you can. Bring the right shoulder forward. Right foot is flexing. Release. Extend your left leg. Bring the right sole of the foot to the inside of the left leg. Sitting up tall, reach up and fold forward over the left leg. Lift up. Cross the right leg over the left. Sole of the foot is on the mat right by the knee. The left elbow is going to hook around the knee. Right hand is behind you. Twist. Flex your left foot and think about bringing the right shoulder blade back, the left one forward. And release. Extend your legs out in front of you. Reverse plank. Press down and lift up. Sit down. Cross your feet at the ankles, tabletop, downward facing dog. Lift up onto your toes, tuck the chin, ripple through, upward facing dog. Leave the toes tucked, lift the chin at the end and breathe in again. Exhale back, downward facing dog. 3 more times. Lift up onto the toes, tuck the chin, ripple through as you bring the core in, lift the chin at the end. And press it back, arch the back. Tuck the chin at the end, and then let the neck relax. Lift up onto the toes, ripple through. Upward facing dog. Exhale back. Downward dog. Once more. This is building a little bit of heat in the body. Inhale. Long exhale. Downward facing dog. Balance on the left foot. Lift the right leg back and up. Let the hips open. Squeeze the right glute. Let the triceps open. Press the left heel down. Downward dog. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left leg reaches back up. Open the hip. Open the upper body. Squeeze the left glute. Downward dog. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Tabletop. Sit back on your heels, tuck the toes, eagle arms, right arm under, left arm over. Let's squeeze the arms in. Press the elbows into the body. Press the hands into each other. Breathe. Release. Arms reach wide and overhead. Exhale, left arm under, right arm over, and squeeze. Try not to shorten the breath. Release. Arms overhead, reach up. And hands back to the mat. Roll out the feet, tap out the ankles. Puppy pose. Leave your hips over the knees. Walk your hands toward the top of your mat, shoulder width, and bring the forehead down. Sphinx, shift your weight forward, prop up onto your forearms. Forearms, sounds like four, like the number. Bad jokes. All right, palms are down. Press underneath the elbows, the wrists, shoulders away from the ears, and pull your chest through. Press the elbows down again. And release. Extend your left arm out, palm down, shoulder height. Roll on to the left hip. This is pretty intense. Find balance however you can. Try to keep the extended arm even as far as you don't want the thumb edge down more than the pinky. Switch sides. Feel the release of your left arm. Right arm reaches out. Roll onto the right hip. You can use your left hand as a pillow. And release. Place your forearms on the mat as if you were setting up for Sphinx pose. Tuck your toes. Forearm plank. Press underneath the wrists. Try not to just be all elbows. You want the entire surface of whatever's touching the mat to be helping. Oof, release. Press up to a tabletop. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Upward facing dog, ripple through. Downward facing dog. Balance on the left foot, lift the right leg. Keep the hips square, the foot flexed, the leg engaged. Open up the triceps, squeeze the right glute, lift a little bit higher. Downward dog. Left side, lift your left leg back, up. Press through the front part of your hands. Don't let the left hip open. Downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the mat. We're sitting back into a child's pose, but it's for the triceps. So your knees are comfortable distance apart. Walk your elbows out a little bit away from you. Soften down and bring your palms to touch behind the neck, or I like one hand on each shoulder. If you need more, you put stuff under your elbows to make this more. Extend your arms out in front of you. Press up to a tabletop. Puppy pose. Walk your hands forward toward the top of your mat and soften down. Maybe the chin comes to the mat. Breathe deeply to enhance what you feel in the shoulders and chest. Sphinx. Shift your weight forward and down. Prop up onto your forearms and arch the chest through. Press the tops of the feet down. Flex the toes against the mat. That kind of helps me to engage the thighs, shoulders away from the ears. Pull the chest through. Press down again through the elbows, the wrists, the hands. And release. Extend your left arm out. It can be straight arm, or you can try a cactus arm this time. Roll on to the left hip. Ooh, yep, this one's a little harder or more intense. Switch sides. Back to your stomach. Rest your forehead on the left hand. Bring the right foot in, another quad stretch. Press the hips into the mat. And switch sides. Floor bow. Knees about hip width. Reach back, hold on to the outsides of your feet, round where they meet the ankles. Try to recreate the stretch across the chest and shoulders that you just felt. Exhale almost all the air out, and on an inhale, kick into your hands and open up the front of your body, especially the shoulders and the chest. Release. Press up to a tabletop. Downward facing dog. Balance on the left foot, lift the right leg back and up, hip flexed. Press into the mat with the hands, squeeze the right glute again. Downward dog. Switch, left leg back, up, away from you. Downward dog. Lower your knees to the mat. Place your forearms on the mat. Make sure they are forearm distance away from each other. Press down under the wrists, the hands, the elbows, and then keep going back around to those places. Tuck the toes and lift your hips up and back. Walk your feet in just a little bit. Dolphin. Press underneath the hands again, re-engage. Inhale, lift onto your toes. Feel the weight shift forward, press under the hands. Exhale, press the heels down. 2 more times. Inhale, press under the wrists as you lift the heels and lower. Once more. Press the heels down. Forearm plank, walk your feet away from you. Lower your hips down. Not all the way, and you knew that without my having to tell you. Walk your feet back up for dolphin. Press under the hands again. Downward dog. When you go to press up, see which hand you try to press first and then use the other one. Like, I want to use my right, but no. Challenge yourself. Downward facing dog. Balance on the left leg. Reach the right leg back and up. Let the hip open. Squeeze the right glute. Open up the triceps. Press the chest back toward the legs. Pigeon, right side. Right knee behind the right wrist. Try to square your hips to the top of the mat. Modify as needed. On an exhale, fold over both legs. Nope. Fold over the top leg. Smooth out tension as it reveals itself. Monitor your thoughts, keep them present. Option to add a thread the needle variation. This really only works if you're already kind of heavily forward. If you need a prop, you'll put it under your forehead. Left arm threads underneath and across. A few more breaths here. Let's start to release, lifting up. Either stay where you are for a couple more breaths or sit up, or add your quad stretch. Bend the left leg and bring the foot to you, not the other way around. And don't turn too much toward the leg. Bring the right shoulder back. Release. Downward facing dog. Take your time. Scan right to left. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left leg back up. Let the hip open. Press the left hand down a little extra so that the shoulders don't move too much. Reach. Pigeon, left side. Take your time, appreciate your knowledge. You know that you shouldn't rush things on the body. Fold forward. Use long exhales to help the body relax. Option to add the shoulder variation, thread the right arm underneath, palm up and across. A few more breaths wherever you are. Practice sitting up. Optional quad stretch. Bring the foot to you. Don't lift your hips to get to the foot. Draw your left shoulder back. Release. Make your way back to downward dog. Once more, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Just kidding, go back up. Go back to upward facing dog. Untuck the toes, leave the knees soft. Dip on the left hip and look over the right shoulder for the back right corner of the mat. Switch sides. Come back to center, lift, breathe in. Child's pose. Sit back, option to add your tricep stretch again. Release. Turn around, lie down. On your back, extend your legs out. Feel the floor on your upper back. Draw the right knee into your chest and twist. Guide the knee across to the left, right arm out and away from you, palm down, unless that bothers the shoulder. Back to your back. Reach the right leg for the ceiling, bend the bottom leg if you need to. Flex. Point. Lower the leg. Reach and bring the right knee in. Switch out the interlacing of the fingers every once in a while. Twist. And release, hamstring stretch, left leg. Flex, point, lengthen out. Hug both knees in. And release, Shavasana. I will close our practice together. You may stay here for as long as you'd like. Untuck the shoulders, make the back of the neck long by lowering the chin. close the eyes, I will be in touch. Leave the eyes closed. Introduce a deep breath, filling all the way up. Really inhale. Hold at the top for just a moment. Long exhale. Near the end of the breath, begin to blink the eyes open, gently start to move. See if you can actually feel yourself absorb the light. And make your way to a comfortable seated position as long as the spine is straight. Gratitude for your practice, gratitude for the breath, for the present moment. Thank you for joining me. Let's close with a breath. Inhale, reach the arms wide overhead. Lift up, reach up. Long exhale, hands lower down. Again, thank you for joining me. Until next time, namaste.